And welcome back to the finish line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets. It's the one we wanted since the end of Cheltenham last year. Jesus, coronavirus.
No.
Since the end of Cheltenham. Jump season preview, horses to follow. I am so happy we're doing this right now.
Glad for you.
Miserable flat fecker.
Ooh, me legs.
Tom, are you more excited than he is?
Oh, I'm buzzing for this. I sat down and looked at this earlier and got very excited again. And I've also got some that like aren't on this list, but like I can't wait to get into our anti-post videos because I've got my first probably 5 or 6 already like lined up. So
yeah, I could be repeating myself 1 or 2 of these for the anti-post videos.
Yeah, that's okay.
But Tom, since you're excited, get us started. We're going to go for 2 novice hurdlers, 2 open hurdlers, 2 novice chasers, and 2 open chasers to follow for the season. We've been doing very well with this the last few seasons.
And the dark horse, as you said.
And the dark horse. And the dark horse. Tom, take us away. Your first novice hurdler.
This is the hardest division because you just never know. You never know what's going to take to hurdling, what's going to come out of bumpers, what's going to come from France. It is very, very tough. The first one I'm going to go for is a horse who's had 2 runs in his career. Ran in the champion bumper, finished 4th, and that is Free Stripe Life. Was very, very impressive at Navan when winning a bumper there on his first start. The second from that day has since been sold to go to Paul Nichols's. I'd say they think the form is very, very strong. Finished 4th then in the champion bumper. Ran a really nice race for a horse so inexperienced and was quite keen. Ran a really, really nice race and was only beaten 8 lengths. And he is one if he takes to jumping, which I'm pretty sure he will. Is one to follow, I think.
Good. Stole mine from... Nah, he was going to be my dark horse.
No.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, Dave, first novice hurdler.
I echo what Tom was saying about it's hard to know what's going to be good, bad, and different. But kind of going on trainers' words and that strength of bumpers, I am Maximus, Nicky Henderson's horse. I think he'll definitely be better than John Bon. The form of his bumper last November odd is quite strong. All the vibes from the yard are good.
Wentz and never are good for Nicky Henderson.
To be fair to Nicky, he had a bit of a downward year last year, but a lot of the English trainers did so. We've talked about it. It could have been numerous reasons, like viruses and bugs and stables and stuff. He talks them up like he's talked other novice hurdlers he had up, and he's changed that kind of record he had where he was doing bad in the Supreme. Not that he was bad, but he didn't win it a lot. He had loads of placed horses.
Yeah, she didn't really have horses.
He had Shishkin now recently, Altior as well. So I think Maximus could win a lot of races in England, like the lower strength ones, and then turn up at Cheltenham.
Be the biggest hype horse since Jesus walking on water and Moses splitting the Red Sea. Typical, isn't it? They'll win all these races around bloody Sedgefield.
And there's one like
Warwick, and
if it was a Nichols horse, they tend to be hype. But when Nicky has a horse going to the Supreme, it's generally a decent horse.
It's true. My first one is Killcrush for Willie Muns. Not the most obvious thing in the world, but the way he goes about his business. Look, he was second in the champion bumper at Cheltenham where Rachel Blackmore rode the whole field to sleep. He finished like a train that day. Went on to reverse the form in certain circumstances at the Punchestown Festival. Bolted up that day. Looked like a very, very classy horse in the making. Supreme Novice or Ballymore, pick and choose whichever one you think he's going to. I think he's more or less favoured for both 8-1 for both. I think this fella has a huge future. Look, even going on his win at the Leopardstown bumper, the infamous camera angle change where he looked like he was just dropped in and just sprinted away from. Didn't he look like he was sprinting? From that day, look, it caught everyone's eye in racing, but he's gone on to back that up at Cheltenham, and he's even done a better job there at Punchestown. So I think he's going to have a huge future over hurdles. He's going to look. He'll take up his maiden in a easy race somewhere. I think he could run at. I think it's the second meeting of Gorn, the one that, or was which maiden hurdle did Ferny Hollow win last year at Gorn?
Yeah, it was early on in the season.
Yeah, I think there's talk of him going there, but I think the more racing this fella gets under the belt, the better he's going to be, and I think we could see him a good few times this season. And he's my idea of a horse definitely to follow this season. Tommy, your second one.
My second one, I just want to see what the quote was.
What the fuck was that?
Weird. Frankenstein there.
Yeah, that's where he was going. Sorry, I forgot where he was going to go. So my next one, I'm taking a random punt on a horse that could be no good, but I think is probably quite decent. A horse called Illybilly. Henry trains him. Cheveley Park own him. He's had 2 runs in his life, both in point to points. Pulled up on his first start, won his next start. They paid 310 grand for him after that. Dave is like, take me back to the red car trophy.
Red car trophy.
Point to pointers who've never ran on the track. This is Dave's cup of tea. But no, I think the vibes are very good about him. He was going to run at Punchestown in a bumper, but he got a stone bruise apparently, so he didn't run. I presume, well, I'd be fairly sure they're going to go straight to hurdling with him. Henry's not one to hang around in bumpers with horses at all, even if he runs them there in the first place. So, yeah, I can imagine this lad will go straight hurdling. And look, he's completely unknown. He came with a big reputation from the Doyles. He cost plenty of money, and one of them's going to work out every year, isn't it? So I just hope that's him.
What's that horse that Rob Court have that won a bumper at
Journey with Me?
Is it him? He's only popping in my head there now. He could be something special.
Is that the horse that won at Gorham by half a track?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob Olinger. I don't know. We haven't seen him since.
He went to sleep. It was after Cheltenham. It was the end of the season.
Bob Olinger 2.0. Anyway, your second one.
We're going to put the rockers on him because it's 3-stripe life.
Oh my God, Reeves are on him.
He was my bumper horse last year at Cheltenham. I really liked the horse. The bumper he won, the speed figures were just immense, and he looks so good. And then in the bumper itself, he's just way too immature. He's trying to bite people and everything, which is cool. I like that anyway.
It's our kind of animal.
To even come fourth in the end, I think was a unreal run because he just was so babyish.
Did he nearly run through the rail? On
yeah,
the
he's
start?
just losing the plot. So I think it'll be a great novice hurdler.
Yeah, very good. My one, I think I put him up already for Cheltenham already. It's Otoole, Sean Crawford horse. He bolted up in at Ferry House by 15 lengths on his bumper debut. Then went on to finish second behind Killcrush and in front of Sir Gerhard at the Grade 1 Punchestown Champion Bumper. He's a horse, why I'm putting up, I think he'll be underestimated going through the season. I think his future lies over longer distance from 2.5 miles to 3 miles. The way he stayed on that day, he's still learning on the job, but I think there's a very good engine under there. How far he can go, I don't know, but the fact that he's trained by Sean Crawford, you're going to get decent prices on him wherever he runs. So he will be aimed at the group races, the graded races. God, get out of flat mode, Andrew. The graded races throughout the season, he might pick up 1 or 2 good novices on the way. But going forward, I think by the time we come to Cheltenham, he could be an Albert Bartlett horse. The way I watched back the the bumper at Punchestown just before I came over, and to me, he strikes me as a stayer in the making. But Otoole, my second novice hurdler. My God, my shoulder's killing me.
It's not good.
Right, moving on. Open hurdlers. Tom, who are you going with?
Open hurdlers. Now, I found these two divisions are the ones I found the hardest, to be honest. Hurdlers this year. I mean, what do you do? Do you go and put up Honeysuckle?
That's what I was thinking as well. I was like, we can't really put up Honeysuckle.
Like, she's the one who jumps off the page. Like, I mean, I don't think she'll be beaten again this year. And who knows at what stage they retire her to have babies, but I think she could go the next 2 seasons unbeaten, to be honest. I don't think
retire already. Here we go. We can't get her World Cup dream, but no, we can't even see her. He wants to retire her. Fuck's sake.
She does look like a tracer, to be fair. So they might go tracing down the line, Andrew. You never know.
Well, we seen her the other day. She looked like a bull.
So look, yeah, I think she's the obvious one. And then you look at the stayers hurdle market. The one I thought was a little bit overpriced there was Florian Porter. I thought he's a bit overpriced in that market. I was tempted to put him up, but I went for 2 that excite me. The first one, I know Dave hates this horse as well, so that makes it all a bit sweeter, is Montmoral. Poor Nick.
I don't mind. It's Andrew hates him. I don't mind him.
Stand that gangly overhyped.
Sorry, Dave. I do apologise. It's Andrew who hates this one, which will please me even more than Dave hating it, to be honest.
What the fuck did I do to you?
No, it's just that you hate him. I like putting up things that you hate. It's good fun. Yeah, he's got a decent pedigree as well, Montmoral. He's been extremely impressive. Like extremely impressive. And I really like him. I think he could go all the way to the top. He looks like a chaser. I'm just wondering, will they hold back this year? With the chasing division looks extremely competitive. Will they hold back? They may not. And then my second horse is like this as well. My second horse, both of these horses could easily go chasing this year. But if they went down the 2 mile route with Montmoral, I'd be very interested to see where he ended up, because I think he's very good.
He's 100% going chasing. Do you know why? Look
Harry
who trains him. Look who trains him. Look who trains him.
Yeah.
He anything he thinks is the best thing since sliced bread goes chasing.
He's only 4, you know.
Oh, it's 4-year-old. Oh, 4-year allowance. Forget about it, Tom. He's going chasing.
Yeah, look, it wouldn't surprise me. But just if he did stay hurdling, I'd be very interested in him. And I'd be interested in him if he went chasing as well. So.
Very good. David?
The first one is because I think he'll actually win a good few races in England. And when I was deciding who to pick, because it is hard because there's some obvious ones, and this fella's fairly obvious, but I think the division in England is not great, and the Irish Challenge probably won't come till Cheltenham, but it's Time Hill.
I thought you were going to say Bouvet.
So in my head I was like, it's going to be Bouvet.
Time Hill, like he won his grade 1 at the end of the year last year at Aintree. I think he's more to give. Surely Philip Hobbs will have a better season this year. Have all those long walk hurdles and the long distance hurdle and all that. Paisley Park's gone, so
poor Paisley.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of competition over there. So
this is true, unless Champ goes back over hurdles.
He's a lunatic.
That's what they should do, though.
So yeah, Time Hill.
My one, as Tom was saying, he loves putting up things that you hate. You cannot stand this horse.
It's Klassical Dream.
It's Klassical Dream.
I was that close. I was that close to putting.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was just looking and contemplating where he can go throughout the season. He go that race that the Burley won last year. He then could go to the Dublin Racing Festival for the 2 mile 4, was it 2 mile 5, whatever it is. There's one at Christmas time as well. Riddled with talent. Absolutely riddled with talent. Very stupid, though. Very thick. He's in the black book of thick horses. But Jesus Christ, when he came back at a Punchestown last season, should I say, this year, he just stood out like a sore thumb the way he was traveling around the place. Well, whoever rides him out, whoever gets this fella to calm down, Willie Mullins needs to give this chap a pay rise. Or whoever does it, because he went from trying to do Olympic dives over hurdles to actually being like a racehorse. So if he gets his act together and he stays over hurdles, look, he did win the Supreme over 2 miles, but there was no problem staying 3 miles. He's the kind of horse that kind of reminds me of how Solway used to run over 3 miles. Travels very well, has that kick, and he's gone. He probably not the strongest stayer in the world, but he has enough speed for the kick for when the stairs are flat footed. He's gone, and you just can't. You don't have enough to catch him. So yeah, I think Classical Dream will have a very good season, all being well that he stays injury free and lunatic free. So Classical Dream is my first open hurdler. I'm really looking forward to seeing him now. Tom was the one that put us on him when he won Supreme. At decent prices, I must say.
Bought me a kitchen table back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that. To put the Cheltenham kitchen table, courtesy of Classical Dream. Right, Tom, second one. Who is it?
My next one. Now, this horse could go tracing as well, and I know a lot of people will want to see him go tracing, but I'm hoping he doesn't. And there's 2 reasons why. I think Cheveley Park have a lot of horses that will go tracing this year. Willie Mullins has got a very strong hand tracing wise, and this horse has only ever had 1 run over hurdles. So Ferny Hollow is going to be
as you said, I was that close to putting them up.
Yeah, Ferny Hollow is going to be my other one. The only horse to have beaten both Bob Olinger and Appricate It. Like, his form is electric. Hopefully they can keep him in one piece. If they can, then you'd want to be on his side wherever.
The word you look for there, Tom, is weapon.
Yeah, you'd want to be on his side wherever he goes, basically. Yeah. He did Bob the day he beat Bob. He was just that bit more streetwise than Bob was. Bob ran around a bit, but he just hadn't had as many runs as Ferny Hollow. But yeah, he ran to a racing post rating of 147 when winning that maiden hurdle. That's unheard of in a maiden hurdle. So yeah, no, he's a very, very, very good horse, and I'd love to see him back. And if he stays over hurdles, you'd want to side with him.
Yeah, I'd be fairly confident he'll stay hurdle, because Willie Mullins is not one to rush things. He's not one to just go, oh Christ, I'm getting him over fence now.
Yeah,
as you said, he's only had 1 run over hurdles. He's beat Bob. He's beat Appricate It. He would give Honeysuckle an awful fright. Whether he beat her or not is another thing, but he will give her an awful fright.
I'd love to see him turn up against Honeysuckle now. That'd be a good race.
Yeah. That's the only one, if he did stay hurdling, would kind of put me going, it could happen, but anything else against Honeysuckle this year just gets battered. I like that selection, Tom. Dave, where are you going?
One that I don't know, it's kind of from left field. Was injured last year, so don't know when we'll see him back. He's no entries at the moment, but if he comes back, I think he's very good. It's Aramon. Last 3 runs, he was second in the county hurdle. Then he won the grade 3 at Tipperary. He won the Galway hurdle off a layoff. He's a genuine graded horse. I could see Willie Mullins plotting him at a handicap somewhere along the way at a big price.
Handicap mark, surely gone.
I don't know. He's been out for so long now, so
I'll pick up them greater races.
I think he's very good. If he gets good ground, he's a very good horse.
I struggled for my second one, so it's just Honeysuckle, lads.
No said about that.
Like, I can't see her being beat at all this year. She's by far the best hurdler in training. There's no question about it. You can argue till you go blue. It's just not happening. She's the best hurdler in training. Her form tells it. Her form figures tell it. look, she has her quirks, which is always nice to see. In all the top class horses have these little quirks. The £7 she gets off any geldings is absolute daylight robbery. So look, you're not going to get any kind of price going up. Look, you might at the kind of big festivals, because they might take her on for the first time at Christmas Festival for the Irish Champion Hurdle, but yeah, she's just that damn good. All Honeysuckle. I think that's the 14 in a row I put her up. Third. Now, this division, This division I cannot wait for. Novice Chasers. This has potential to be a vintage crop. Tom, Novice Chaser.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is, isn't it? There's loads of them. Like, there's absolutely loads of them, and yeah, buzzing for them. The first one I'm going with, I'm getting him in the book very, very early on. I've already put him up anti-boast in the marsh. Bob Olinger. And Andrew, I'm robbing him off you. You were banging this drum first. I was not a believer until well, in fairness, before Cheltenham, but Cheltenham definitely cemented it for me just how good he is. To look at him as well, he's a big raw baby of a horse still. Like, he's 6 already. He is already 6, but there's so much.
He's just massive.
So much improvement to come out of him, I'd say. And yeah, I think he's very, very good.
Yeah, look, I was just going to go after Tom, because like I have the same, but Bob Olinger, as Tom said, still green as grass. At the Ballymore, he was still green as grass when he hit the front. He's just an out-and-out chaser. We seen him a few weeks ago when he came back in, and he's just massive. He's at the grown again. He's huge. He's always going to be a chaser. If he improves from hurling to chasing, the world is his oyster. I can't see anything that's going to be able to live with him over 2.5 miles. So look, the scary thing is that there's a hell of a lot of improvement still to come from. If you look from where he was when he raced against Ferny Hollow, as Tom said, he was just running around all over the place, didn't know what to do. Then he goes his Lawler and Nace grade 1 at Nace, still green as grass when he hit the front. And he just put in, I wouldn't say professional performance at Cheltenham. Was still learning a lot on the job. Another year under his belt, grown over the summer. This thing is a monster. I can see this chap being unbelievable.
He's a Gold Cup horse in my book.
Yeah.
And you know me, I don't get too excited. I'm the one saying, oh, they'll all get beat at some stage. And look, he may well get beat again. I'm nearly be certain he will get beat again at some stage. But I think he's extremely good, and I think he'll be in a Gold Cup in a few years' time, I reckon.
Correct. That we can agree on. Dave?
My first one is a horse that long-term target. I could see it being what used to be the RSA, the Festival Novice Chase, or maybe the 4-miler. And I do hope he goes over fences. It's Gordon Elliott's Grand Parody. I was positive he would have won the Martin Pipe last year if he got into it, and he didn't get in. His best performance was at 2 mile 5 in a grade 3 hurdle around Thurles. He absolutely won it on the bridle. He was unbelievable that day. He got beaten the maiden hurdle, his first maiden hurdle. I couldn't understand how, but I think it was greenness. I think he's probably one of the better horses Gordon has in the stable. Big white, flashy.
I can't picture him.
Oh, he red and white colours. He'll win a couple of races this year, and I would think the long-term target would probably be the 3 mile chase if he goes chase.
Cool. Your second one, Tom?
My second one is the winner of the Festival Novices Chase at next year's Cheltenham Festival. Put him up straight away after the festival last year on our review show, and that's Brave Man's Game. Just think he looks an out-and-out chaser in the making. He's got beaten by Bob into third. But for me, he just has 3 Mile Chaser written all over him. And I think he's still a big raw baby as well, basically. So, yeah, he's one for me to follow. I think he'll, as Dave was saying on some of them earlier in the UK, I think that he'll mop up over there. And yeah, I think he'll turn up to Cheltenham with a right chance.
So my second one is the real winner of the Festival Novice Chase, who's going to beat Brave Man's Game. Galloping des Champs for Willie Mullins. His thing is another absolute freak.
If he jumps hard his way, jumps fences, he won't win anything.
It's just difference. Them hurdles were just in his way.
Tom, I don't think Brave Man's Game is a better horse, but he's definitely a better jumper.
Hurdlers. There's a difference between. There's a reason some horses improve stacks for fences because hurdles are just in the way.
I like galloping, but I need to see him jump fences properly first.
He'll jump and don't worry about that. Look, he absolutely pissed up in the Martin Pipe. One of the best winners we've probably seen it win that, and then absolutely bolted up then the grade 1 of Punchestown. This thing is the stamp of a chase. This is the new black airplane. It's taken over Altior's mantle as what I call the black airplane. Not saying he's good as Altior before you start losing your shit. Just the way he looks. What an engine this fella has. Cruising speed. Look, Dave's worried about his jump. He jumped bad at Punchestown, but there wasn't an ounce of worry at Cheltenham when he was jumping around. He was out in front, cruising around the place. Got to the front, kicked away, done the same at Punchestown. He's going to mop up. I wouldn't say he's going to mop up a few races over here. He's going to be in competitive races. And he's going to have to jump. Look, they're all going to have to jump better when they go chasing. But Galloping des Champs to me and Bob Olinger are two of the most exciting novice chases, I think, of the season. And I cannot wait to see the two of them. So, yeah, Bob Olinger and Galloping des Champs are my two. You see me fiddling around here. This laptop is going a bit dead, so give me 2 seconds. Right, Tom Weber, go. While I'm doing this,
no, I didn't go.
No, I didn't. Dave, sorry, Dave.
My second one is taking on the two lads, and I'll go with Appricate It. I think he'll take on Bob in the marsh.
I think he'll go Arkle.
No, I don't. I think he went. I think he went to the Supreme last year because there was nothing else really that Willie had. He was showing a bit of speed, but be back. Yeah, I'm happy to take Bob on. I think Appricate is the real deal.
I'd love to see him.
I think he won in spite of the trip last year. He won so well. I think he's going to be better going up in trip.
I think he's a lot faster than we actually think.
Well, we'll see. I do hope he wins the marsh.
Yeah, it's very good novice chases there now. You do a lot of worse to follow for them. Yes, open chases, our last category. Tom, who are you going for as your first open chaser?
The first horse I'm going for as my open chaser is a horse I've loved for a long time now.
We say it together.
I got involved and I fell in love. 16 runs, 6 wins, 7 seconds, 3 thirds, never out the first 3. His name is Plutard.
No, it's not.
Pluton.
Correct.
Call him what you like, lads. This horse is a weapon. He gets beat on his first start every year. Can't wait to see if that changes in the Betfair chase. I don't think it will, but I think he'll get beat again, to be honest. But yeah, I can't wait to see him out. I just think I explained on one of the other shows, like, apart from his race at Punchestown, which was over 3 miles, but he doesn't like going right-handed. He's only had 2 runs left-handed. He's only had 2 runs left-handed, basically, over 3 miles. One was in the Savas chase, which he came from nowhere to win, and showed he stayed really, really well. And the next is when he was second in the Gold Cup. he's still only a 7-year-old. I think he's so much more improvement to come out of him over that staying trip. He's only had 2 proper goes at it. He's also only ever won a tongue tie twice in those 2 races. So, yeah, I'm a massive fan of him, and I think he'll win the Gold Cup this year.
Massive fan. Couldn't tell.
Me? My first open chaser is a horse that only ever wins his second race of the year. It's Appricate It.
Oh, Jesus Christ above.
Go on, Dave.
I've said it all along. He'll lose in the Betfair Chase when Andrew thinks he's going to win.
Can I just say,
At Leopard,
before I go further, we thought this last year about Minella Indo as first run.
No. At Leopardstown, he will win at Christmas. And then, I mean, he's as good a chance as any in the Gold Cup, because I think there's been stronger Gold Cups from what I'm looking at. He was right there with Minella Indo, so why won't he be again? But like, the time to catch him is Leopardstown at Christmas. You're probably going to get 8, 6, 7, 8 to 1. Great bet, and he'll win, because it always happens every year. He loves Leopardstown too. So, Appricate It.
Yep.
You know you want to. You really know you want to.
No, I don't. Oh, trust me. I don't. I am going for Minella Indo. Another horse, look, Gold Cup winner. It's nothing obvious about it, but why I think this is a good horse to follow is because I believe, and I really genuinely believe, there's a hell lot more improvement to come out of him. Way he traveled and jump in the Gold Cup last season, and the way he hit the front and just idled going up. So it was near a carbon copy of what he done in the RSA, but Jack Kennedy got him home. They kind of learned what to do with him. I just think there's a hell of a lot more to come from this lad. He'd probably win more or less the same races that he done last year. He'll obviously end up at Christmas and the Savills, where he'll probably take on Appricate It and the likes. But yeah, I think they're going this. I don't know whether they're going to keep him apart really or not. Whether he will run the two of them against each other, or give Indo Christmas off. Maybe go to, or not give Christmas off, skip Leopardstown, maybe go King George, might be an option. Or just skip it all together and leave him run in. There's more options actually. You could actually run him and try more in the Savage Chase down there where Album 40 always wins. But that's whether he wants to keep him apart or not. But look, I think Minella Indo is an absolute monster of a horse. So he is my one to follow for this season. And just to go on to before people start saying, yes, the big, beautiful chestnut bastard. I did nearly shed a little tear when he was announced out for the season. I think it's just chestnuts in general just love getting injured. What's the top of the game now? Yeah. Monkfish.
Oh, well.
It's just not fair. Anyway, Tom, your second one.
My second one is...
Oh, he really sat up there for that one, didn't he?
Minella Indo.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, I'm taking the 2 of these. I took the both of them in the Gold Cup last year. I'm taking the 2 of them again. And I'm pretty confident between the 2 of them, I've got the Gold Cup winner. I think you said there maybe about we can give him Christmas off or something. The size of this chap now, I don't think he wants Christmas off at all.
That's true.
He wants plenty of running, but he's the most lovely horse like to meet as well.
He took the words out of my mouth there. I was just going to say he's like a teddy bear when you meet him in person.
Yeah, he just stands there and he just drops his head and he'll just be rubbed all day long. And he was in the field and he's just even all the rest of them are getting rubbed. And he was just like, "Oh, I just want to eat some grass. Thanks very much." He's a legend, absolute legend of horse. But yeah, we'll put a line for his fall, just a random thing. I never thought I'd see him fall. And then they were on the recovery mission, it turned out then at Leopardstown. So, yeah, no, he won the Gold Cup very, very well. He clearly goes well at Cheltenham. So Yeah, I think between the two of those now there's the Gold Cup winner, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
My second one is probably it's a little bit obscure. I kind of had a feeling you'd be saying Minella Indo, and I wanted to play with Tom, so I didn't want to be picking all Irish ones either. But it's an English horse, and he was going to win the Grade 1 on the Mile May course at Aintree last year. I know a lot of people fancy Chantry House, a lot of the English. Espoir de Rame was 100% going to beat Chantry House last year in that race.
That is field.
Now, maybe Chantry House is feeling the end of a hard season, but is an up-and-coming horse. Kim Bailey's very shrewd trainer, the way he plots horses. I like the jockey too, David Bass. I think he'll pick up a fair share of races in England. I could see he's actually entered in the Betfair Chase. I doubt they'd go straight there because he tends to plot his way to Grade 1s. He doesn't throw his horses straight in. So I could see him in a handicap, maybe one of those 3-mile handicaps around Ascot, or even the Hennessy, perhaps. Or what?
Please rename it the Hennessy.
Or what it is now, the Ladbroke
We
or
started
whatever.
a petition for the Hennessy just to start sponsoring it again. It's become shit ever since they stopped sponsoring it.
But he's a good chaser and Grade 1 level, and he'll be running in England, so he'll be staying away from the Irish horses.
David, I fuck every horse into a fence, Bass.
Didn't work that time in Aintree, unfortunately.
Whee! Shit.
It's so unfortunate that fall as well. Like it's like after.
Do
the
you know,
fence.
just while you're touching on, you said a horse there. I just don't get this whole Chantry House thing. I don't get it at all.
He's a good horse.
Yeah,
He is.
He's all right. He's there. He's just one of them horses that'll be plotted around for the season.
Form ties in with a lot of decent horses. So Chantry House is a good horse.
I know he won at Cheltenham and all that, but that was a shit race. Anywho, my second one. Well, I'm going to give two because I was torn between. First one, this one is just obvious. Is Aloho. I'll be giving out. You'll be giving out to me for the whole season about him, so we'll get onto that during the season. But Aloho is one of them. Second one is Anagamane. Love this horse. I wasn't sold on him at the start. The more the season went on, the more I started loving him. I just think he's a hell of a lot faster than he looks when he's actually racing. And I think he has the beat in the Shiskin. I think
we'll find out this year.
Even though we did see a picture of Shiskin and he does look twice the size he did last year.
After growing a lot.
But an Ergamene, look, he's cruising speed. He jumps so well. He just gallops horses into submission. And I think he's the only horse in training that will be able to put Shiskin under a hell of a lot of pressure. Look, Shiskin hasn't convinced me yet. The way he's racing, it's just something about him. Even his run at Aintree at the end of the season, obviously an end of the season race. Jeez, you wouldn't think stand out and go, he's going to be 6-4 favourite for the champion chase next season. You'd be looking at him going, is he?
Mm-hmm.
And where you go and you look at an Ergamene, I know he was really short odds. It was a Fairy House at Easter time. If you said to me he's going to be 6-4 favourite for the champion chase, I'd go, yeah, I can see it. Why he is. So that's, I think the price he is, I think he's 5-1 now with Hollywoodbets for the champion chase, which I think is quite a decent price, if I'm honest. As if he gets there in one piece, he's going to be nowhere near that. So Minella Indo, Allaho, and an Ergamene. For me, give out you who you gave in. Give out who you what?
Oh jeez, I can't remember now. I can't remember.
Tom, can you remember? Start to finish.
What?
Who you gave
Who
out?
I gave? Oh, I have mine written down. So my two novice hurdlers are Free Strike Life and Gilly Billy.
Oh.
My open hurdlers are Mon Morale and Ferny Hollow, although they could both go chasing. My novice chasers are Brave Man's Game and Bob Olinger. And my chasers are my two boys, my two pals, Appricate and Minella Indo.
And we are giving our dark horses after this, so I just get the lads to go back over this first. Do you remember yours?
My hurdlers, Novice hurdlers were I Am Maximus, 3-Stripe Life. My open hurdlers were Time Hill. And who was the other one?
That's why you write down things.
Yeah, I don't.
You came up with random English ones. So
No, that was Time Hill, sure.
Open hurdler, Time Hill, and open hurdler. Who the hell?
My novice chasers were Grand Parody and Appricate It. And then Aplu Tom and Espoir de Rome. I can't remember the other hurdler.
No, I was going to say Chantry House. He's a chaser. My novice hurdlers are Killcrush and Otoole. Open hurdlers, Classical Dream, Honeysuckle. Novice chasers, Bob Olinger and Galloping the Champs. And my open chasers, Minella Indo, Aloho, and Nagamene.
Sorry, it was Aramon.
Aramon, yes.
And my dark horse, Tom already mentioned, and I would have put him in, but I don't know if he's going chasing or staying hurdling, but it's Ferny Hollow because he's the best horse in training.
That's a bold statement.
If he's not injured anymore.
Better than Honeysuckle?
He's the best horse in training.
Ooh, controversial.
Very controversial. Tom, yours?
Mine, you're gonna love this. This is left field now, and I was when I saw this and came up with this, I was quite proud of myself. So, dark horse, Heaven Help Us. The Paul Hennessy trained 7-year-old mare by Yates, who has run 21 times and won 5 of them. Absolutely bolted up at Cheltenham this year in the Coral Cup. Won by 9 lengths. Absolutely bolted up though. That was off 138. Was then thrown into the Grade 1 staying hurdle at Punchestown and got lapped. Not too much of a surprise there. Her form in Ireland is never really as good as it is in the UK, which is normally at Cheltenham. For example, she was 100-1 shot in the Supreme, which was won by Shishkin, which was a very, very good race. And she was far from disgrace there. She was only beaten 31 lengths. She finished 7th of 15. That wasn't a bad run by any stretch. And that was a long way out of her grade at that time. Like, as I say, she was 100-1. She'd actually been to Cheltenham before that, and she broke her maiden there at the October meeting, beating Master Debonair and Fred and Get a River, and she was 33-1 on that start. So that shows you she'd actually been beaten 44 lengths on her run before she went there. She's not going to go chasing because they tried that and it didn't work. I am 99% certain they're going to stick to hurdles. She got beat. She won one race. She won a mare's chase at Fairy House last year. Other than that, she got beat. They brought her back to hurdles. She won a competitive mare's handicap hurdle at Leopardstown Dublin Racing Festival. And then she went to Cheltenham and bolted up. I think she clearly shows a hell of a lot better form at Cheltenham than she does anywhere else. She's rated 144, which puts you right bang in contention for the mare's hurdle. The trip suits her. And then what else I like is you go through the mare's hurdle. Concertista wasn't very good last year. Black Tears won it, but I didn't know much of a muchness. Echoes in Rain, everyone loves, but is Echoes in Rain fine? I'll take it on. Tell Me Something Girl would be the danger for me. And then you've got Stormy Island.
Sorry.
But then you get down to Heaven Help Us, and Heaven Help Us is 16-1 for that race. I just think that is a good bit overpriced. Will she be much shorter on the day? It depends what she does here, but I like her. She's my dark horse for the season.
Mine, well, I've said it at the start of the video, is 3-Stripe Life. Probably repeating myself of what the lad said. 4th in the champion bumper. Race was probably over by the time he got to the start, but has a bright future over hurdles and is one that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Right, I actually an announcement that I have that you might have seen in the description. So, what it is. Everybody that has signed up to a Hollywoodbets account through the Finish Line podcast link on between Monday, tomorrow, and Tuesday, you will have a €20 free bet in your account just because we're back. Not bad. So
I get one.
If you've signed it up through the link, yeah, of course you do.
I don't know if it is.
So that's literally everybody who signed up from the middle of February or whenever it was. We put links up middle of February to now. €20 free bet in your account, so you can use it on Hollywoodbets, and you can check out our new streaming app service where we have UK and all Irish racing now streamed live on our racing page. You will see our money back specials every day. So there will be at least one money back special SP to the second to the SP favorite, and on the weekends there will be at least one of them on the big races of the weekend. And there's a hell of a lot more being updated on Hollywoodbets website. So if you haven't been on it since March, February, you will see a hell of a lot of difference because we have improved it tenfold over the last few weeks. So yeah, from Monday 12 o'clock till Tuesday 12 o'clock, it'll be in your account by then.
I hope the bots that do all that stuff make sure that 20 goes into mine. You know, the bots and the gremlins.
Oh,
in the computer.
They're fixed.
Oh, no, I mean the ones that give the money. Yeah. Not the bad ones.
No, the good ones.
Yeah.
Good ones are fixed. Got rid of the bad ones.
You don't have to fix good ones.
No, but the bad ones that made the good ones bad.
I just want my
€20. You'll get the bloody €20. Shut up.
That's all.
Do you know why that's a bad promotion, Andrew? He hasn't thought about this, Dave. Because every 3 weeks now, you're going to get people going, will you lot piss off for another 2 weeks when I get a €20 bet into my Hollywoodbets account?
I have to go home and eat me dinner now.
But now there will be more.
Make me dinner.
Like there will be more for the big festival, so there will be chances for more free bets up Christmas time, Punchestown, Dublin Racing Festival, Cheltenham, and so on and so forth. So
I'm just trying to stay out of hospital this Christmas. That's goal number one.
You just want a Christmas dinner, right? So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will be back on Wednesday for another weekend preview where we'll be reviewing what happened at Tom Steig, and if we have a few pictures and stuff and everything else that happened. And we will be previewing how not to ruin his wedding. So again, we will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Again, we see you.